More or Nothing.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of More or Nothing with Ryan and Max. And just a quick shout out as well to our friends at Absolute Rugby with Christmas coming up. Don't forget, they've got plenty of little bits and bobs. The new Lions kit. Why don't you give that to some friends, some family? That's all on there at absoluterugby.co.uk and use the code MON10 and you get yourself cheeky 10% off. So that's just us giving almost cash into your back pockets. But anyway, hello boys. How are we? How was everyone's week?
Oh, it's been a wonderful week. But I just want to hear about Max going down to La Rochelle, mate. I know you don't want us to weigh into the contract chats too much, but things must be pretty healthy at the moment. But like on my side, in my mind, I'm looking at the way that Max Laheath has played in the last two European Cup games. Sorry, not European Champions Cup games, and mate, performing. And do you know what's even harder is when you're not meant to start and then you get pulled in last minute. And I'm sure we're going to find out more. But I'm plugging it for my old mate Max Laheath, who I know doesn't want to. Teams should be lining up, Maxie boy. You are putting a shift in.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that.
And our fans that watch and listen to this show agree. They're doing what we asked. They're sliding into the DMs. They're sliding into the comments. They're helping the algorithm, and they're saying, "Hold on a minute, Max Laheath at the moment is different gravy." What's it down to?
Don't know. I've just been biohacking. You've seen my you've seen my setup now. Weird. It's weird. I just sit there on the thin air, on the red light, grounded on my grounding mat, just thinking, manifesting. No, mate.
Hold on. People might be like, he's only joking. He's not. What we thought was Mark thought it was an air conditioned unit. Mark, we know you live in Singapore and it's nice and warm. Why would you have an air conditioner? I thought it was a wallpaper stripper. I thought it was like a steamer or something, but no, it's a CO2 machine or oxygen machine that he links himself up to and plugs himself into the wall as well. Yeah,
so you plug it in, you put on the O2 saturation meter on the ear, then you've got the mask, and it steadily drops your O2 intake, and then once your sats drop too far below it, like starts pumping the air back. So it's essentially conditioning your body to tolerate less oxygen, and I've been doing that fairly religiously. It's been quite handy.
Mark's thinking that'll be good for a danger wank. Oh God! Go! What's this guy's feet on the earth?
I'm asphyxiating.
He literally plugs himself into the wall as well.
Yeah.
He's got he plugs himself into the wall. I was like, what's he doing? He's charging his laptop. No, he's not. He's just putting his bare feet on this mat that he's plugged into the wall. But I'm all for it.
Hands under him as well at the same time. Well, the whole lot.
With grounding, it takes a while. You have to do it about half an hour to get the sort of benefits from it. So that's a good. Like, I do love a barefoot dog walk, but this time of year it's a bit hazardous, and you just get your feet really dirty. You feel like a hobbit.
So you got to be careful where you go on these barefoot walks in Glasgow. There's a lot of needles about.
Oh, absolutely. We take pleasure in your leisure. But yeah, mate, La Rochelle, what can I say? Got there. Day of the game. It was.
Oh, well, hold on. See, I love this now. I feel like I've forgotten what used to happen. Day of the game.
It was a 9 o'clock kickoff. Just logistically, it had to.
No, but hold on a minit. A few weeks ago, you went to London like 2 days early, and now you're flying out. This doesn't make any sense, Pat.
You're like having a Nando's party if you're playing in the Prem, and then in La Rochelle, you're like, I don't understand.
Yeah, these things happen, boys. I'm not to question why ours is but to do and die in the Type 5. So there we go. Got into the hotel quite early, about 12. Had a nap. So I sort of managed to establish myself and get into that sort of thinking it's still an evening game. You know what I mean? If you have the nap during the day in the hotel room. All is well. Turn up to the stadium. Everyone's vibing. Don't get me wrong. It was buzzy, like huge crowd, massive attendance. It was glorious. And then, and then the whistle. Oh, and then warm up was happening. I was like, yeah, this is chill. Going to have a nice little half-hour sesh. Then,
yeah. So you thought you were on the bench. For those that don't know, Max was named on the bench. So actually, for you, flying over on the day of the game, you're not too bothered. You're like, I'm only 30 minutes. It'd be nice and relaxed. There's no stress, no pressure.
And then LJ goes down with a tight calf. So it's the Achilles heel of most prop forwards, as you know. And I'm in.
Are you pissed off at him? Sorry, are you pissed off at him? When it happens, are you like, mate?
You're a little bit like, oh, God, I need to change my mindset. No, you're not pissed off. You're just like, these things happen. It happened to me last season against Leicester. And you can't do much about it. It was a back spasm in my subjective at the time. But these things happen. It is what it is. But when it happens, you're like, you do have to change your mindset. You're already sort of preparing yourself for like half hour. And then suddenly you're in the depths of the warm-up, which is not an easy warm-up. And you're like, okay, it's time to go to war. We got La Rochelle's big boys coming up. And then I get into it. And then you come out, you're standing, as you do in the Champions Cup, you sort of stand next to each other. Then the theme tune comes on. And you're just like, you look to your right. And I felt like, that scene out of Jurassic Park with Richard Hammond. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Everyone was ginormous. Like you're looking at them, you're like, just skeletons like full T-Rex, and then we just march out. Game goes, boys. It was like tackling cows. I've not been that sore for a long time. I made so many tackles, and Skelton is an absolute menace, lads. He was laughing the whole game, sledging. He's like off the ball. He's grabbing me. I managed to he did a sneaky pick into me. I managed to hold him up, grab him. And he's like,
I saw you hanging off the foot. I saw that
on that one. And we were just laughing at each other. It was mental stuff, but man, it was a tough game, boys. Tough game. And they managed to sort of impose that tempo. They want a slower game. They want to kick it, play the game of zones. And they managed to do that. And we sort of struggled to get into any sort of coherent waltz, like a good rhythm to try and stress them. Some multi-phase rugby, run them about a bit. But they got to pull us into an arm wrestle. And when you're arm wrestling those fellas, it can be very, very taxing.
Too bloody
nice. But sort of most important thing I found when I was watching, what was the chlamydia thing you had on your face?
Oh, mate, that's just a bit of face herpes. These things happen, but we probably shouldn't.
I've got it at the moment.
I don't think we're allowed to play with it, so it'd be nice if we didn't talk about it.
Nah, that's not a thing. That's not a thing because Xanthophagus used to be laced with it, and it was all over his leg. And
that was back in ye old days of yore.
No, that was like a year ago, mate. I've only been out for a year. Yeah. Talk to me about the atmosphere down there because it's pretty special, isn't it? Is it? And European Cup nights down there go up another level.
Yeah, boys, it was wonderful. It's wonderful. The noise is sensational. Obviously, they had a few big moments. Jack Nowell flying in for the men.
Oh, what about that try?
What a finish!
How did he finish that one and then not finish the one where he's just got to slide across the floor?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, fair. But mate, he played very well. Nuggety, relentless, abrasive, as all good Jack Nowell performances are. Good to chinwag with him after the game as well. But
did you stay? Did you stay the night?
Yeah, we stayed up. So had a look around. My God, it's a weird place. Have you been, Ryan?
Yeah. It's
nice. It's nice.
A port. It's a beautiful little port, and then the little markets and stuff. But you want to see the markets? What was the nightlife like?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
somewhat fruity. We got amongst it. With these 9 o'clock games, by the time you're out of the at-parade match, it's it's pretty late. But as the French do, they get purring at around 2 a.m. anyway. So we're into it. I managed to end up in a salsa club, and I'm with Ben Grondona, who's full Argentinian. He's just on the reggaeton, just word for word with the lyrics, throwing out saucy salsa moves. I was like, this is fantastic. I love European games away.
Oh, that is it. That's what they're all about. That is what they're all about. And I'm guessing the La Rochelle boys would have been out for a few.
Yeah, there were a few boys out. Yeah, Big Kane Douglas he was looking well. peroxide top at the moment.
It's an interesting one. That one. That was very 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what's his name?
Give me a heads up on that.
Jack's got a good thing going on with he's got the exposed cap. He's got some fruity artwork down. Now he's got the old ear tat. Yeah, he just looks like a goddamn hipster rugby player. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a cool motherfucker, isn't he?
He's very swaggy.
Cool. I reckon Mark could pull that off, to be fair. Mark, I could actually...
In that nice linen shirt in the Maldives.
Mate, well, should we quickly touch on that, Mark?
The uniform of all entrepreneurs who hit the Maldives.
Why are you looking like a Chinese James Bond? Go on, tell us why.
Why are you looking like...
James Lee Bond. I'm just trying to fit in this amazing place. It is sick.
So where are you?
Where are you? Don't you, old boy? Hey?
Yeah, exactly. Where are you? Where are you?
In the Maldives at the Conrad here. It's amazing.
I saw the little seaplane that took you in.
Oh, nice.
Just looking at stingrays today. Oh. You got told off earlier, didn't you, on the beach for talking too loud?
Well, you guys know I'm really foghorn shouty, and I just realised that you and I were just shouting, and but they could hear you as well. So I think it was.
Fuck off! Don't came over to tell you to turn it down.
And no, hold on. The guy didn't come over. He came out of his chalet or whatever he was on.
He came out of his big like. He said, "Can you take it off speakerphone?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I just wanted to show him like where we are." And he was like, "Yeah." But he just dropped in a really sly, you could just do it on like just speaking. And I was like, dude, firstly, I'm Chinese. I fucking know how technology works, mate. Secondly, fuck off. It was literally, anyway.
Can you just show us what you're drinking as well? Just pick up your drink right now. Look at him on the espresso martinis for those.
It's like coming up to midnight.
It's just not fair. It is not fair.
So obnoxious.
But you deserve it. You deserve it.
I don't.
You do. You married well.
The family do.
You married well. On the foghorn thing, we've had a few comments. I get a few messages every now and then saying, "Can you tell Mark to stop cackling down his microphone?"
I know. I hate it. I'm so sorry, guys. Everyone who's listening and watching, I promise you, when I watch it back, it makes me cringe so hard because I genuinely hear how foghorny and it peaking and it's awful and it sounds awful. So I'm very sorry that
it's fine. It's fine. I love you. And I've got some brilliant videos because you remember we were in Bristol last week and it was Max's birthday of you singing happy birthday. I went back to look at it and you look like you're wearing a crop top. You seem very gay when you're singing it. On another note, just looking in here, Rugby Debuts is back in there. The dedication of Bargain Bin Payno is unmatched. Hit me up when you're in Melbourne for the Lions, boys. So he's from Australia. Bargain Bin Payno commenter, Rugby Debuts is from Oz. So we'll have to imagine we get out there for the Lions and we get him on.
It's so good.
That would be.
And we just go through every comment he's ever put in. Keep it up. Complete. Rugby Debuts, keep it up. We want to keep hearing the Bargain Bin Payno. And
a lot of birthday messages for Max as well. Did you hear? There were loads, Max. Mate, you got an absolute ton of nice birthday messages.
Well, boys, it's not been so glamorous for me. I left the house at about 12 o'clock on Friday and only got back last night at like 12 o'clock at night. And it was just rugby. I'm a complete rugby nose now. Absolute pig. Down to Manchester on Friday night where Sale played Racing. The Sale finally turned up after getting battered last week. What is it with me though? When I go to do, obviously we had the mess up. We spoke about it already, and everyone keeps bringing it up.
You were fine on that one.
Yeah, we were fine. We were fine. Yeah. But then there's this thing where when I go and interview the boys, they always seem to swear, and then I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for them.
I think you just let them. They just feel they feel at home.
You've got a swear-inducing face.
I feel like Alan Dickey though is always a bit loose on the mic, isn't he?
That's why I went for him because I thought at least you'll get something good out of him. You're not just going to get your bog standard straight answers. He's going in and
I thought the was quite insightful though. I enjoyed his rendition of his Christmas, what they're up to. That was lovely.
Yeah, and I can't believe he's not doing a braai. I never heard of Saffas complain about the weather. It's too cold to braai. No. It's never too cold to braai, my friend. Branding cokes in a braai. Or is bishing of rain or not. But yeah, it was so there, and then over to Dublin. I'll tell you, I have drunk some Guinness after me saying I was giving up the booze last week. Oh, and the week before that.
When in Rome, old boy, when in Rome.
When in Rome. Mother's fucking milk. It's fucking beautiful now. I'll tell you, I was sat watching Max's game in a pub. Really lovely little boozer in the middle of Dublin, just up from Temple Bar, because Temple Bar's obviously like full of lunatics and the riffraff, so slightly up. And I just found this little stall in this pub. It was rammed, like wall to wall, everyone out for Christmas parties. And I just sat there, just right next to the Guinness pump, and it just
in your
one after another, just watching Max's game. Oh, it was so good.
Those pubs are like being wrapped in Morgan Freeman's voice, though, aren't they? They're just so cozy and warm. Yeah.
It was pretty special. So no, that was me. And then it was a long old day in the studio yesterday. I had 3 games. Yeah, 3 games. Just by the end of it, my brain's just frazzled. And then when you get the 10 p.m. flight from Dublin back to Glasgow, you see some sights on that plane. Men crying. Because people do the flight where they fly over at 6 a.m. from Glasgow to Dublin, do a full day on the piss, and then get the last flight home. And there's blokes there like, I'm sorry. And the missus is like, I can't believe you had 2 pash to get on the plane, because he's obviously too steaming. They've gone, sorry, you're not getting on. And he's like, I'm sorry. Like, and then starts crying. I'm like, mate, it's not good. And so they're in Dublin, and I'm just watching it all, just thinking this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, there's been some rugby on, boys. Jesus Christ, there's been some rugby on.
Well, look, this is perfect time, though, to welcome in our fabulous guest to talk us through what was a very eventful match in Pretoria against the Bulls. We've got England and Northampton wing, Tommy Freeman. So we're here with Tommy. How was that jaunt down to South Africa?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, coming away with the result was the main thing. But yeah, it was a bit of a holiday before that, and then playing at the end of the week, it made it extra special coming away with the win.
Well, you've only just literally got back this morning, then?
Yeah, pretty much. We flew at 7:40 last night. Landed about 4:45, and then 2-hour bus journey back to Northampton.
Business class.
Yeah, I think it is. Is that like what they do? They set it up, EPCR, whatever it is. They pay for it all, don't they?
Oh, I thought you were asking, I don't know whether we're in business class. Is that the lie-down seats? Because that's the only thing I know. Fucking England players.
The usual players. Yeah, the beds.
England players like, sorry, what? You don't get to lie down? You sound like Mark. Mark only knows business and first.
No, it's crucial. I got to admit, it's crucial.
You've got to do it. Think, in the URC, sometimes the boys don't get, like, there's a mixture. It's like half and half. So it's like fight for who has to go into economy.
It was all coaches in economy. They were fuming. I'll tell you what, though, we had a bit of a, not trying to slag off BA on the way out, but we got the menu come through. And steak, obviously top of the list. All the lads are diving in on the steak. Of course, by the time it comes to me, they've run out of steak. So I went for the next. I was like, I'll have the salmon then. Ran out of salmon. So there's me with cheese and crackers. And I was like, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. Anyway, but some of the boys got their steak. So yeah, as long as I got it on the way back, it was all right.
I bet you got some steak when you got out there, though. How good is the food over there?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it was. They're very welcoming as well, South Africa. We were kind of warned like Pretoria was quite a rough place, but yeah, I was surprised. The weather was unbelievable, and they're very nice people, so it was good.
Yeah, just a quick one, Tommy. You know, if you write, this is so like flying nosy, but if you write into BA, you'll get free money. You'll get free money.
Is that what you did? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's
they're England sponsors, so they're probably going to come after me after this. So.
Mark giving you travelling tips.
I couldn't help it. I was actually like, tell him. Tommy, anyway, talk us through, what were you expecting versus how the atmosphere was in the stadium? Because obviously it's a massive stadium, but I think it was maybe 12, 13,000 in there.
Obviously we knew we kind of had to bring our own energy as a team. It was obviously a massive stadium with... Obviously, if those kind of spectators were at Franklin's, it would probably fill it out. But because it's in such a stadium, you kind of got to bring your own atmosphere. We definitely knew that going into the game. Altitude, obviously, up there is a pretty tough spot. That Thursday session before was the killer, really. That was the one to kind of get used to it and see what it's about. And that was hell, I'll be honest. And then we did a bit of research on them, actually, saying like the 3 teams that have beaten them, so Glasgow being one of them. Well done, Ryan.
I was commentating.
Cheerleading, Ryan.
So yeah, them being one of them, it was ball in play was like 40 minutes. So I was thinking, brilliant. So our ball in play's got to go through the roof here in 37-degree heat and altitude. So yeah, there was a bit of nerves going into that, but we knew we were just going to have to, as Ferb say, nestle into the well and just stay there because it's going to be tough. And yeah, luckily we came away with the result.
Oh, there's nothing like it though, is there? Like genuinely, how bad is it? When did you get there? Opposed to when? So you flew over? What,
yeah, we flew Monday night, arrived Tuesday morning. We literally pretty much got off the bus, dropped the bags off at the hotel, and went straight into training. Kind of get it out of our system. Wasn't too bad. It was quite low key, so we didn't really experience it. And there was a lot of lightning and wind. It was windy, so we didn't really get it full on. It was then that Thursday session.
That's when you panic, eh? You're like,
yeah.
No, I can't do this. This isn't okay.
Oh, it was 37 degrees. It was all right. You do your like initial run like you would normally, and you'd be like, oh, I'm all right. And then 10 seconds later, it just hits you, and you're trying to get as much O2, and you're there like, oh. Yeah. It was just hell, I'll be honest. It's something I've never experienced before. But luckily, the game wasn't 40 minutes ball and play. I think it was only 24 minutes, so it wasn't too bad.
Is that right? Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
To be fair, yeah, I was doing the comms on it, and the first half was like something stupid. It ended up taking forever because of all the.
Yeah, we got like 9 minutes, I think it was, with the ball in that first half. So, yeah, it was. It wasn't too bad in the end.
Bloody hell!
Did the club?
Sorry, go on, Max.
Yeah, I just want to know. Seeing as you were there Monday, did the club put on loads of activities? Did you have like outings in South Africa?
Yeah. So we, so literally got there, a few skills. Then we had the safari on.
Nice.
In the morning.
Holiday.
So that was a 4:15 wake up in the morning because obviously you got to go when it's not too hot, so the animals come out. So we were up at the crack of dawn, travelled an hour to get there, left there at about 10, and then lads went off to play golf or lads went off to the water park. I went off to play golf, travelled another hour and a half. Kid you not, went down this track road in this bus. This track road is not a road. It's literally the side of a mountain. Took us about an hour and a half to get to the golf. Then it starts thunder and lightning. We only got to play 2 hours and then a 2.5 hour journey home. So yeah, not ideal, I'll be honest.
Do you know the one thing is if you had lost this game, there's no way you would have been able to come on here and tell these stories because they didn't fucking win.
He was on a safari, played golf. He was on a fucking holiday.
But that's it. You got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy it. That's what I always say. Like, and it'll be for some of the players that don't play international. But playing the Prem that don't get to go and experience stuff like that, you've got to go and experience it when you're over there in Europe.
Yeah, and obviously we had after international, we had these weeks off, and what week we were getting off, and yeah, me and Ferbs were begging it wouldn't be the South Africa week. We were chomping at the bit to get on that one. So it was good.
Love that.
Were you on holiday the week before then?
No, I was playing cast. Ferbs was on holiday the week before. The week before that against Gloucester, I was away in the Yorkshire Dales, so not really holiday, but it was nice enough. It was good though. It did feel like a holiday in South Africa, I'll be honest. I think it was. I had to keep pinching myself. Me and Finn Smith were roommates, and we kept looking at each other going, "We've actually got to play rugby at the end of this." Like, you got coaches going, "Oh, I'm just going to go sunbathe by the pool," and you're there like, "Really? Like, how am I concentrating here?"
Did you stay in the hotel right across from the stadium?
Yeah, with the rooftop pool and the bar. Yeah, that one.
And also, what about see how good is the Woolies, like the Woolworths and that, where you go?
That on that complex. Oh, it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Mate, you know why those South Africans are the size they are? Because you can go and buy biltong and drive horse and just graze on it all day. Whereas here, it's like fucking 20 quid for 100 grams down the road. So,
it's nuts.
It's just mad.
We had Berger Ogendal, who was obviously kind of like knowing the whole spots as he was the captain there for a long time. So he knew where the places where to go, where the biltong to get. Took a few lads to go get some biltong. Trevor Davison, I think he got 3 kilos worth. I think he struggled to get that through customs on the way back.
I tell you what, solid shits for weeks as well.
I bet, yeah.
You can't
unbelievable.
It's like Pringles. Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. Right, let's actually talk about the rugby because, as I said, I was doing comms on it, mate. They were going at Hanekom, mate. Hanekom Lecter. He wanted a bit of everyone, didn't he? He was going mental.
He was unbelievable. he was unbelievable. Yeah, some of the carries, he was getting after it for sure. And yeah, that first 10 minutes of the game, I was thinking, obviously boiling hot heat, and these guys have got the ball, and I was thinking, oh Jesus, we're defending phases after phases, it's killing us here. But no, we broke them down eventually.
Why was there so much? There was so much like agno. Like they were going after you boys. The amount of handbags kicking about. Oh, can't say handbags anymore, can you? But the amount of handbags, it was just mental.
Yeah, I think Pollock was probably one of a good one to get into people's skin. I'll tell you that.
King Troll.
But yeah, I think we know what they're like. Obviously, South African teams, they kind of pride themselves on that physicality. So we kind of wanted to let them know early doors that we're not here to mess around, and we'll show a bit if you give us some. So yeah, that was it really.
You've got to do it against him, and then also like that image of when it flicks to your bench.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that until the very end, but yeah.
What were the boys saying? What were they getting it hot from the fans?
Oh yeah, they were getting some heat from the fans, and I remember I think Vessi was telling me they got a pint thrown over the glass of the box or something from the fans, and they're like, "What are we doing wrong?" It's not our fault.
No, a couple too many brandies and cokes in the sunshine. It can get us. It can get us.
No, it was good though. It was it's you can literally hear every word. That's the problem with that stadium. Like the individual words out on the wing, I was getting some heat. I'll be honest. Oh, wow. Normally it's just white noise when there's loads of crowds and you don't really listen to it. But when there's like that one person just sat there away from the other 4,000, you can pretty much hear every word they're saying.
Oh, I love it.
It was good.
Wait, anything in particular? Go on, give us a nice line that was handed to you.
A few fatties. The classic. I've had that from Bristol, to be fair, Max. I've had a few
Matty Freeman
with your crowd as well. There's a few fat.
Yeah, I love it.
Fucking out of order.
Matty Freeman.
Oh, that was the headline. There you go.
Quick word, Tommy. On you mentioned him on Henry Pollock. Like, what is it? Does he go into these games being like, "I'm just going to rile everybody and anyone"?
Oh, he's just an angry guy. Like he wears his heart on his sleeve. He just wants to do the best he can for the team, and kind of that's how he gets himself in the zone, just by proper getting riled up. And fair play to him. He's not the biggest guy. He's probably my height, my size, maybe a bit wider, but he's tough as hell, to be fair to him. So if that's what makes him tick, fair play. Keep it going, mate.
He looks like he's wired up different. Like I know a lot of coaches look for like the attitude of some of these kids, and like you don't want the academy boy that shies away from everything, but he's on the other end of the spectrum. Yeah, I see him coming out, and he was like walking really slowly. You know when people like run out, they're like, "Let's go!" like buzzing. He's just like killing it, like real cool.
Yeah, I'd say like in the changing room, I'm pretty like laid back, like just like to chill, bop around to music, whatever. And then like suddenly he just grabs you around the neck and fucking headbutts you, and you're there like, fucking hell, mate, like chill out. I'm like trying to. So he's like, he's a bit like that, but no, if that's what does him good, fair play.
Yeah, well, listen, they're getting the best out of him. He was good, wasn't he? He had a few good turnovers.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
I've got to ask, there was one more clip of that. So who was it that got absolutely melted out the back of that ruck and went flying?
TP, was it? Tom Pearson,
man, he flew into Rosette.
I was standing next to it, and it happened. And then as soon as the penalty went off, obviously TP had the kind of justification that it's illegal, so he thought, I'm going to go at it. And all I was thinking, I was like, please don't reverse this pen. I was trying to pull boys away. I was like, lads, I can't. We got to win this game.
When he gets hit, though, he properly just propels out the back of it.
It's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah. All illegal,
amazing
though.
Win. Can you, Tommy, talk us through why it seems to me your European form's amazing. Prem form has obviously been quite as strong.
Yeah. I think it was similar to last year. So we had a pretty tough start to the Prem. And then we kind of said as a group, obviously the best memories, or some of the fondest of memories are made in this European competition, travelling away. And we reflect last year on obviously Prem being a big highlight and winning it. But I think most memories when we look back on it come from like the Munsters away, Glasgow away. So yeah, we think like those games are sorry.
Okay.
We kind of look back on them and like the nights out afterwards and those kind of memories and on kind of look back how fondly we do. So we kind of want to keep that up, and it's obviously the next thing below international, I'd say, of testing yourself as a team. And we always say, like, we want to challenge ourselves and we want to know where we're at. So yeah, we went in pretty fired up, and obviously off the back of last year, it then kind of went into the Premiership, and then kind of we went back to back again with that. So yeah, I think it was just a bit of a momentum booster. I think when we beat Glasgow and then Toulon at home, we just thought that was kind of a big kind of stepping stone of where we want to go in the season. So hopefully we can keep the form up and take it over to the Premiership.
Your form on a personal level, fabulous, couple of meat pies and all that, and also establishing yourself at international level, where the Six Nations obviously coming up, but that England squad seems a bit more settled. How's it felt from you? It's pretty good. Obviously, getting that consistent game time at international levels was kind of the main goal. And yeah, having that more consistency does help. I think when you're in and out of a team, it's you never really know where you stand. But yeah, when you're getting that consistent game time, it's definitely a bit more enjoyable, and you can kind of get in the flow and the feel for things, and kind of make that position more yours the more times you wear the shirt. So yeah, it's from an international point of view, I think I'm in a good spot. But there's a lot of competition in the back three, so yeah, we'll keep getting after it. And then from a club point of view, it's kind of doing what I can do for the team, and kind of touch the ball as much as I can, of whether that's at 13 or on the wing, and go from there.
What do you got?
You go on, Matt. Sorry.
In preference, I get asked this so much. I don't know, to be honest. I find you can have more of a free roaming role on the wing these days, pop up, not have to stick too much to structure. But then I find I get my hands on the ball a bit more in the centres. So yeah, I would say pretty even. But at the moment, probably I need to focus on wing, and then hopefully push towards kind of further aspirations above international to Lions or whatever's next.
It was George Furbank all right? He looked like he took a whack. At one point I thought he was just winded, but he didn't look that comfortable, eh?
No, I think he's got a sore arm. I'm not sure what the outcome is yet, because obviously we just landed pretty much. So I think he's got some scans and things to go ahead with. But obviously, yeah, we'll definitely miss him, and if hopefully he can get back in time for international stuff as well.
Tommy, speaking of internationals, is it hard for you guys not to be cliquey? Because basically you've got so many of like the people you play and you guys you've known for ages. Obviously that Northampton back line with, Furbank, Mitchell, Finn Smith there, Ollie Slightholme.
As in the international, like being cliquey in there?
Yeah.
Like obviously
makes it easier, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier. And then the styles of the way you play as well, so it helps on the field. But yeah, off the pitch, obviously, I room with Finn, so yeah, and cliquey in that way. But no, we kind of mix quite a lot. The Leicester boys are good lads. They're all pretty good lads, and it's a good young group. So yeah, it's not too cliquey.
With I need to ask you, Ollie Slightholme, he changed his boots from black to colours. We can't have that. Like were like he's humble. We were like he's a
different
humble
haircut,
man.
Different haircut as well.
Yeah, he was wearing black boots for a long time, and then suddenly he's changed it up. What happened?
He's scoring tries. He's doing this thing.
What's he like? Is he a man of few words? Is he dry?
He's I'd say he's a man of few words. He does say a bit. He's obviously got a kid now, so he's a dad. So I think he's like maturing a little bit. I would have thought the black boots suited the dad role, but and the old haircut was also the dad role. But
it's like he's trying to pretend he's young. That's what happens.
I think he's realising it, and he's trying to just grab onto stuff. But
mid rugby life crisis.
Yeah, get rid of the black boots.
No, he's a good lad. He's fucking rapid, I'll be honest. He's the quickest guy in rugby I think there is at the moment, and as powerful as he is as well. It's a dangerous combination, but no, he's a good lad and he's a good laugh too. He's pretty lethal.
You've got looking at the Prem, big old ass cup. You're back from South Africa and straight into Sarries away this week, isn't it?
Yeah, Sarries away on the 4G. Hopefully it's not too cold, or
the Burn G.
The Burn G, that's the one. Hopefully it's not too cold and not too windy. We'll give them a challenge. They're on a bit of form as well, so yeah, it'll be a good battle.
Oh, good man. And like that
put the
sign,
leotard on over the knees and stuff. Or, sorry.
Yeah. Do you wear skins on?
Yeah, but not over the knees. I don't wear those long ones. That's nuts.
No, they're the ones that Mark used to wear.
With the knee pads and the shin pad.
With the knee pads.
I can just see it. Just one last thing. You won't have played at Loftus before, will you?
No.
What about the sign, like the 1,350 metres? It matters. Did any of you do what Jamie Batty did? He got a picture. He was pointing up to his hand. Doesn't really matter, does it?
We literally all got a picture doing that.
Yeah.
All of us are like.
Yeah. So you've got that. You put that up.
Oh,
it's going to come back to bite you in the arse.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like for those boys, if you want to put a sign like that,
it's true.
Expect the repercussions.
It's true. No, it was good crack. I feel like that's how many teams have done it then? I think they've only lost about 4 times at home, haven't they?
Yeah,
in the last, I don't know. Yeah. It was good though. It was good.
Awesome. Mark, you got anything else you want to go with?
No, I would know because I think we've promised Tommy to, and he's moving house. So I think that's absolutely perfect. We really, really appreciate your time.
No problem at all.
Best of luck for the rest of the season, obviously with the Saints, but on top of that, with the Six Nations coming up, and then fingers crossed for next summer, potentially down under.
Hopefully. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, Tommy. Legend.
Cheers, Tommy. Thank you very much.
Ta-ta.
Well, gents, Christmas is a-coming, and we just want to say a big thank you to our sponsors that are Wolf Craig Distillers. You can head over to the website, can't you, Max, which is?
wolfcraig.com.
And Mark, tell me, what can you get over there for a little Christmas treat at the moment?
Absolutely beautiful little Wolf Craig luxury collection. Bag yourself one of those if you want to enjoy it yourself, or get it as a gift for somebody else. It's a bespoke design collection showcasing all of the Wolf Craig releases to date. 4 little cases of absolute beauty in a bottle of whiskey and sherry and gin. So get involved. It is absolutely wonderful.
Make sure you head over there, grab a few bits, and don't forget to join the Maul or Nothing Wolf Pack.
Oh! You know what this makes me think of? Ted Lasso. But anyway.
So huge thanks again to Tommy, and sort of picking up, I suppose, from that wonderful Northampton win in South Africa. Guys, is there a feeling that the South African clubs are struggling a bit in the Champions Cup, formerly known as the European Cup?
Well, evidently it would appear so, wouldn't it, Ryan?
The Saffas can't hack Europe. It's an interesting one, isn't it? You look at them and go, what are they doing? Obviously, Sharks had Exeter in the first round, so at home, it was never going to be a massive test for them, was it? Especially the way that Toulouse have absolutely trounced Exeter at home. So you look at that one, but Sarries did the job on the Bulls. Stormers lost at home to Toulon. That's the first round. So you're already going, hold on a minute, this isn't good for them. And then the way they've performed this weekend, I know the Sharks didn't send a great squad, but it's still a squad that you need to go and do something with. They ended up 56-17 against Leicester, Max.
Yeah, that was wild. But there was a lot of inexperienced guys in that squad. I'm pretty sure as well, watching it.
So they're backing on.
Sorry, is that an excuse? In as far as it's a Champions Cup game, and do we think they don't care about? And they've got every right not to.
Format means that they can target games in the pool stages and still go through. Mark. That's why.
So they've won their first one. They didn't really need to win this one. They target their home games, and that's why everyone's throwing up the stink about the new format of the competition, aren't they?
What do you think, boys? Do you like the format?
I think they could definitely make it a bit more Spartan. Like, I think going back to the old format would be a lot better. But
home and away, the jeopardy, the final rounds, there's things to play for. Here, it just seems it's unengaged. I find it hard to engage in the way that we used to, because also you're sort of, it's just not that, it's not as clearly cut out as it was back in the day.
Yeah, this is true. But it also sets up some like unlikely wild cards and other bits and bobs. So it makes it interesting in other respects. Like there's opportunity for teams, etc. When other teams send sort of weaker teams, like take Bath going to Benetton, for example.
Yeah, but I still like you've got to be. You want it to have the same romance that it used to have. You know what I mean? Like,
I know, mate. I'm with you.
Bumped into Michalak on Friday night. He was obviously there with Racing. And you're like, the guy's won 6 European Cups, and he must look at it and go, think back in the days, even talking to someone like Mark Robson, the commentator, and he was saying back in the day when it was Heineken Cup and it was like Sky Sports Heineken Cup, it was like massive. They were getting flown on like private jets and stuff as commentators and pundits. He said it was like mega. And I guess that was rugby, but the European Cup was always that. So I don't know. I feel like if they can change the format up a little bit, it makes it more interesting. You've still got all the class. You look at Toulouse. Even Toulouse, though, they're not taking it for granted, are they?
They've gone heavy both games. Absolutely.
So they've still got that thing in their mind where they're going, no, we're going to go and do it properly, which I love. Also, it takes the pressure off them now for the next 2 games. They obviously would have looked at Exeter team and thought, right, let's definitely go and do a job, and it takes the pressure off. So they may be able to make some changes towards the back end. But you want it home and away. You want that like rivalry, like, they've come over to our patch. We're going to have to stick one on them now. They embarrassed us at home. We're going to go over there. You want that. So I don't know. I think they need to do something. I don't think, because the Sharks will be looking at it still thinking they can do something, won't they? They obviously won the Challenge Cup last year. They've got the squad to do it this year. So they'll just be wanting to get the knockout rugby, because look at what happened in the Challenge Cup last year when they got the knockout rugby. They ended up winning it.
Exactly. That's it.
Genuine question though, fellas, and actually I'd be really interested to hear from all of our South African fans their thoughts on this. Do you guys think that these teams are glad they're playing in the European Cup, in the Champions Cup rather than Super Rugby?
I think they do.
I think they do, but is Super Rugby not what it is anymore because the South African teams have come out of it? I think that's so. It's sort of like wherever they go, people go, "Oh, well, that's."
Well, it's a bit of both, isn't it? So you've got to look at sort of where New Zealand and Australia sit right now. Not quite where they used to be, even New Zealand to some respect. But yeah, so it's sort of both sides of it, isn't it? Like Bakkies Botha just came out in the press, didn't he, saying South African players are now competing against themselves because the All Blacks aren't the power they used to be, which was very spicy. I was like, "Ooh, get in there, Bakkies. You're not playing anymore, but I appreciate the barbs." And so that's I thought that was an interesting take, and he's probably not entirely wrong. But yeah, it's definitely having South Africa out of Super Rugby obviously brings down the competition. It's just that simple. That's simply going to be the way it is, especially seeing as they're the like number 1 team in the world right now. But I think South Africa prefer being in this tournament.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with that. They want to test themselves against these European clubs.
But they're not sending out they're not sending out their big guns.
Yeah, but not
now
yet.
That's the format. You're saying it's the
They will. It will come into it. It will come into its own. We'll see more towards the back end of this. But I mean, even when you look at it though, like Stormers shouldn't have been losing that game to Toulon last week. I don't really think
Toulon beat you boys.
Yeah, but I don't think they're as good as people make out they are. Like the Glasgow should have beat them at the weekend. On their own patch, they ran them close. The Toulon of old.
But that Toulon of old was Galactico's big part.
Yeah, no, I know. But I don't think Toulon. I don't know if they're all that they're made up to be. But Stormers are in a bit of trouble at the moment.
Yeah, no, Stormers are in legitimate trouble though. I think they're still sitting on a lot of injuries. But yeah, it's not looking good. And obviously, Bulls, given these 2 results with pretty fully loaded teams. Jake White out, I hear whisperings. I hear murmurings. Jake White out. Jake White, get out.
Crikey. Get off Twitter, Max. Get off Twitter. Let's talk about the Quins Stormers game. Oh, my goodness gracious me. 2 hat-tricks as well.
Yes. Quins, back to the Quins way. Naughtiness. Marcus Smith under the helm, doing mad things. Don Brandt getting it done. It was brilliant performance from the men of the quarters.
But against
What's your forfeit?
Hang
on. What's your forfeit or prize at Glasgow or at Bristol or where you've been before, Max? For somebody who scores a hat trick.
No prize.
Because in football, it's the ball, isn't it?
But
no,
you don't get punished for it. Well, would you expect?
Like you don't. We're like, I don't know, at uni.
You're like a bum funnel.
To do a yard of ale. No,
you did a bum funnel when you scored. Yeah.
That was just Mondays in the morning.
No, hat trick was a soggy biscuit.
It's not just life didn't revolve around soggy biscuit.
Yeah. But no, there's no forfeit for a hat trick or
nothing
like that.
Okay.
No, it'd be nice if you got a day off or something. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Like you're not allowed to come in the first day of the week. Oh, that'd be a touch, wouldn't it? Ooh.
Oh yeah, because then you'd have awesome moments where you've got a 2-on-1 and you decide to not pass to the guy who could get a day off.
Hey.
Oh, okay. So, but yeah, sorry, Ryan, I interrupted you. Stormers though not showing up.
Nah, and you can't. Like in European Cup games, you can't go over and get 50 put on you. I don't think it's just not acceptable. And both the South African teams have 50 put on them. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Obviously, there's a bit of a break from Champions Cup rugby now. We go back into Prem URC, but it's not good enough. Not good enough. If you're a Stormers or a Bulls fan,
I think that's completely
or a Sharks fan, let us know what you think.
Yeah, please. I want to hear the gripes. I want to hear the intimate knowledge you have of your teams. Let us know.
We're going on to the games I covered. By Benetton, boys.
Oh man, they should have won that by a fair bit more, didn't they? Did everything they could to almost lose that.
Oh my god, the end of that game was mental. I reckon they had 4 chances to score, didn't they? 4 chances to score, and they kept on butchering them. It was it was tough old work. It was the big prop, wasn't it? Was it Pasquale that nearly went over? He should have given it to Izakur, and he didn't. He held on to it, and you're like, no, what have you done? And then they clicked to his face, and he's like, Mamma mia, what the fuck have I done? You can see him panicking. But they finally did. They got it to the corner, didn't they? I've just lost.
Got to the corner. Brex came touched down the middle, but
he knocked it on, didn't he?
Yeah, he knocked it on. He lost control. It was
But they finally got over the line. They did it. Bath again, like you look at the squad that Bath said, it wasn't a fully stacked team.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
You would have thought they were
losing off the back of that first game. They would have sent the full retinue.
I don't know. Is there a bit of you that thinks maybe they were like, well, it's only Benetton. We should be able to just put these boys out and steal the job? Because the team they had, they should. But
they're
Benetton,
not that team anymore, though.
That's it. So fair play to Benetton. I was happy to see it. It was good to see it. So they still in with a fighting chance as well. And then we're on to Toulon, Glasgow. Oh, boys, it was there for the taking. I've seen a couple of the boys today. I saw Sione and Tom Jordan today, and they were like, "Oh fuck, whilst it was there for the taking." Just that moment where they got 2 yellow cards, they needed to get something out of it. But you know what it's like, Max. You know when a team goes down to 13 and you almost force it a little bit. You try a little bit too hard that you just
overplay. Yeah,
that almost happened. And then when it went round the other way and Glasgow got the yellow card, Toulon capitalised on that, and it was just a little bit too late. But listen, for some of those boys to go down there, Glasgow, people are going, oh, Glasgow put a weak inside out. They haven't. They've got so many injuries at the moment that they started, and I wouldn't say it's a weakened team, but they started with a less sort of settled team, and then thought we'll bring the bench on. We'll bring all the big boys on and try and go through. But then they didn't really need to, because tell you what a find. Yare Oguntabeju, the young second row for Glasgow. He's come in. It's his 3rd professional match, starting down at Toulon. Scores a try, gets a few turnovers in the line out, goes through, breaks through a maul, gets a turnover in one of the mauls. He's looking pretty handy. So again, Franco Smith will be so happy that he's given these boys an opportunity and they've taken it. 2 points over at Toulon after winning and getting 5 points home. Yeah, you're all right. And you've got Racing coming next, so they won't do it too much.
They're not looking too sharp. So for Kundisa though, strong game again.
Yeah,
he's had a strong year. He is some kind of metronome of destruction at times. He was strong.
And Lester Fangarnaku.
Yeah,
holy hecker, he's still got it.
He has still got it. Yeah,
he was bursting holes left, right, and rhubarb, as Max would say. So no, it was a good game. Another good game. Like those two games were really good. They were nice, tight games. I thought Glasgow were going to come back and do it. I did worry when they didn't take the 3 points because I thought, oh, what are they doing? They should have taken 3 points to try and get the 2 points in total with the losing bonus point. But hey, 2 points on the road at Toulon.
Yeah, take that. Right. Do you think Zander is your starting Lions tight head?
I think he is. I think he might be.
Yeah, I think he might be too.
Oh, I mean, who else is in the mix? There's a few others in the mix, but it's not just his scrummaging. You'll know more about the scrummaging than me. But
good carrier, doesn't miss many tackles, makes his shots. Decent
and he's got an engine on him, and that's what a lot of the things you're looking at now is like props need big old engines on him, and he can get around the park, the big fella. So yeah, why not? If it wasn't you, it's him.
Thanks, mate.
That's right. You're welcome. Shall we just quickly reference that Exeter Toulouse game, because Toulouse doing this competition justice by sending over a formidable team. And Max, what were you saying about Dupont?
I take it all back.
He's all right.
After the Autumn Internationals, yeah, he's firmly identified himself as the best man, the very best man. He is him, as they say. He was quite unplayable against Exeter. So was Labelle, though. He was also a legitimate problem in the broken field aspect of Toulouse's game. But what I liked about Toulouse and La Rochelle, actually, I think it's like a top 14 thing, is the amount of work they put into defensive breakdowns. You see how much they pile resources into D breakdowns to slow ball down, even if it's not like a turnover. Obviously, Jack Willis is highly gifted, and he had a very, very strong game. Same with Crew, but Kroll. But mate, the amount of like violence that goes into defensive breakdowns from French teams is unrivaled. I
feel like a lot of teams are starting to do it now because it's such a mess at the breakdown. You don't really know what's going on too much. Like refs are sort of going, use it, and then they're not, and then is it out? Isn't it out? Like there's a bit of confusion there. So I think a lot of teams, you look at it, they're just going hell for leather, going after breakdowns, trying to disrupt teams' ball. Like with Exeter, they've not really been playing that well, but a team like Glasgow or Bristol, to stop them getting quick ball, that's the way they're trying to act it. So. Yeah, it was a tough old day out for the boys in Exeter. Things just go from bad to worse for them, don't they?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
You're
talking about Europe's team right now. This is Toulouse, right?
Yeah, I know, but
and I still feel that
64-21, and it like 21's from
21.
Yeah, but I think that's from Toulouse switching off and going, oh, God, I can't really bother. What's that over there? Is that a Cornish pasty? Oh, yeah. Cider. Give me about that. So, and it was good to see the Schmog back out there. We love you, Schmog.
Oh, Smog. Oh, you see his first attempted finish?
Yeah,
he's doing the Superman. He's doing the Superman. He's touching it down and then kink. Just a little one, but then he sets up a try and scores another. So all is forgiven. He is the man. He is.
What? By the way, the first 2 rounds of the Champions Cup, how bloody good! Hey, I've got to plug the work. Premier Sports done a good job, haven't they? You happy, boys? You happy?
They have. Yeah, no.
There's been a fair bit of moaning from people.
Has there?
Oh, got to go and subscribe.
Oh, about the subscription.
70 quid. It's £70, and you get top 14 URC and Champions Cup.
Oh, mate, I thought it was the presenting is really great. I've been enjoying it.
that's why you should pay the £70, because you get fabulous sort of punditry and sometimes co-coms and
very insightful
pitch side reporting.
It's 70 quid.
70 quid to get, Lona Mayer and Geordie Barrett at the same time.
What do you want?
It's fabulous.
Exactly. That was weird, Mark.
I don't know why I just said that.
Why did you get so weird?
Look, I don't know. Look, because I know
why.
Mark's drunk. Mark's a little bit drunk. He's had too many.
Are you a little bit tipsy, old boy?
Fine. No, I'm fine.
Can you just spin your camera and just show us where you are?
I'm in the business centre. Basically.
The place where they do conferences and stuff.
Is it nice?
I don't think anybody's ever been up here in like 10 years because no idiot would ever come to like this like paradise and be like, oh, I've just got to jump on a work call.
Jump on a call, you know.
But that is the dedication from Mark Edwards. Flew from Singapore to Bristol last week, and then he's here. And what else did we do last week, boys? We've got to plug it. It's out on Thursday. We filmed the Christmas special.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas, indeed. It was fun. It was fun. Let's not ruin anything though.
No, I know, but we can tell him it was Gab Zibatoye and, of course, the Christmas sensation Nico Matawalu.
Fine.
But you've got to tell people who's on there so they can get excited for it. It's coming out on Thursday, so if you're listening to this, go and watch it. It's wonderful. We won't tell you too much more. Mark wants to say something. You want to say...
There's the greatest start of anything I've ever been involved in a 17-year broadcast career. I've never had the ridiculousness of the beginning of that show. So
basically, Nico Matawalu nearly got arrested. No, that's it. He nearly got arrested. That's all we need to say.
Ruined it.
No, that's it. The excitement's built.
Too much.
The excitement is built.
The excitement
is built. It was a wonderful day. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for Thursday because the Christmas special is back.
Fabulous. Well, on that note, I think all that's left to say is a huge thank you to Ryan and to Max and to Tommy Freeman for being such good value as well, and to all of you for listening and watching. We are going to be taking a break for a week. And
you are. Me and Max will probably be here. You're just in Maldives, but
no. We'll be back after because we've got the Christmas special, and then we'll be back in the new year.
So we will. There's no real break then.
No real break. It's just like rugby. You just keep on getting churned away.
Oh, boys.
You feel like you're being used.
Yeah, I'm a haggard used teabag right now. But anyway,
show me the money, Pat.
Yeah.
It's been lovely. It's been lovely, boys. Tommy Freeman, what a bloody legend. I guess we've got to end it there.
Ta-ta.
Guys, see you soon. Bye-bye.
More or nothing.